moderator is. What I would love for the moderator to do is just to allow everybody to unmute themselves and say nothing. We don't need to know their names. We just need to know the city, the town, the village that they are in. So for instance, you can just say Johannesburg and then we move to the next person. Is that doable?
Please do.
The floor is over to you. Starting with you, Sis Caroline, and then we get to the moderator.
Johannesburg, South Africa.
Hello. Do you think we'll have a challenge with this? Okay. This could be challenging, so maybe we should do it another way. Roberto and Sis Caroline, if you do have access to people leaving comments, I think another thing we can do is for them to just put in the chat box to say, again, Johannesburg, South Africa. Or I can choose, because I don't want to find myself in the same place like Sis Caroline, I'm just going to say Bramley, Sandton, South Africa. You see. Okay, thank you so much, young people. It's an honor to have you here with me today. I thought I'll do some ice breaking. My name is Dr. Victorine Mbong Shu. As you all know, I sat here, I got so emotional listening to me being introduced by my own sister and very, very close motivator, Sister Caroline, with whom I have worked very greatly and very happily. And I'm so honored, Sis Caroline, that you gave me a platform to talk to our young people about money. You know, money in Africa is a very complex issue, and many of our young people find it extremely challenging, including the older people. We find it extremely challenging to do free talks around the subject of money. So I was very excited to jump on this, specifically because I have in recent years taken interest to talk to young people about money, to talk to young people on money. You know, money is a topic for me that should be presented in schools. It's a topic for me that I battle to understand why we don't freely talk about it in the homes. It's a topic for me whereby if you are not knowledgeable of, you can actually you can break. Money breaks you. Money makes or breaks you. So today, the topic of my presentation is financial management for young activists. And the first thing that we are going to understand or get into is to understand what exactly money is. You know, after that, we will look at what exactly money is to activism. And then we will move forward to look at the core principles of financial management, which in this case is earning, budgeting, saving, diversification of income, and accountability. Accountability is very important because we're talking about activism. And then we will look at the context of money to Africans, because I think this is just for the African child. So I thought we should narrow it to our context as opposed to just talking about money as in the global context. And we would also look at opportunities of money management in the African context. And then we will then also conclude by talking about or just coming across practical tools that we can use for money management and practical habits that we can walk away with. Then we will have a call for action, because we are activists. It's extremely important that we always have a call for action. Please, if you have a question, you can keep it and ask at the end, or you can just unmute yourself and ask. I'm not going to be looking at the screen because I think I have a challenge here. I'm trying to work on, yeah, I have a challenge. So I will not be able to read any comment that is dropped on the screen. But you can, except the moderator deems it otherwise, you can just interrupt me and then ask a question. I'll be fine with that. So the first thing I would like us to do is to understand what money is. You know, it's for you, the younger people, you grew up just meeting money, just interacting with money, and most of you don't really pause to think about what exactly money is. And it's exactly the same thing with myself. When I was raised by an illiterate mother. My mom didn't expose me to money. My dad worked for money. So my mom and the children spent the money that my dad worked for. We never really had any introduction. I'm basically trying to say, don't think that the definition of money or the lack of that is only of this generation. It's always been there. We battle because we just take money as that piece of paper that you give and then you get. But now what is happening when money is all online? Money is being transacted. What then becomes the definition of money? And I thought we should say that money is the value, that money is the measure of value that allows us, me and you, to exchange either goods, services, or labor without actually bartering. So you don't exchange a good for a good. You don't exchange your service for a service. You don't exchange your labor for labor. You don't give somebody a pair of shoes and get a quava, for example. You give somebody a pair of shoes and that person gives you a currency. So money is no longer bartering. The definition of money is no longer as broad as it used to be in the days when we could say it included bartering. Of course, people do transact. As you are in your business field now, you're going to see that you exchange services, but we don't really qualify that to become money. Having understood what money is, we earn that money by giving away our time. We earn that money by giving away our skills. We earn that money by giving away our resources, and then we get paid. We either get paid or we get employed or we become an investment to whoever we are giving that services to, or that item to, or that resources to. So now, what is money to an activist? What is money in activism? I thought we should clarify to say financial literacy matters for us because as activists, we need sustainability, we need independence, and we need clarity. We need to be sustained. So for example, Roberto right now, if he could not afford internet, we would not be in this platform today. If his organization could not afford internet, we would not be sitting here and talking. So he needs money to pay for the internet that enables his activism activities. My apologies, I'm just going to be using very basic examples and I'm going to keep it within us so that we all feel comfortable. And then what is independence? Money makes him able to take decisions that he does not necessarily need to depend on funders, for example, or his parents, in a very better example, to take decisions. Money makes him able to work or partner with Sister Caroline and to be able to work and partner with myself. What is credibility? As an activist, money makes it credible for you to be trusted. So it builds that credibility in people. Because Roberto is able to offer us the platform that we are on today, we are basically now in a position where we trust his work. And he could only do that because he had the money to pay for the platform that we are, or the sponsor who had the money to pay for the platform that we are enjoying right now. Another aspect is that there are common financial challenges in activism that we face across the African continent. And this is in funding, this is in budgeting, and this is how to manage the organization's money, which we will look at next. So let's do a quick poll. For each of you sitting in this panel today, I would understand some of you are working. I will understand some of you are students. Oh my God, is this how bad my thing is? I just need us to drop in the comment section, excuse me, how do you separate your finance, your personal finance from your project finance? But also, I want us to talk about it briefly, starting with our organizer, Roberto. Maybe you can unmute yourself and give us an example of how you separate your personal finance from your project finances. Thank you. Is anyone hearing Roberto? I am not.